In our journey through life, especially as we age, certain factors can significantly influence both the length of our lives and the quality of those years. It's not simply a matter of luck or good genes. Often it's the habits we cultivate, the choices we make, and sometimes even the subtle traits we exhibit that silently accumulate over time. In today's discussion, we're not diving into rare diseases or unexpected accidents. Instead, we'll explore 5 clear, measurable behaviors that can dramatically affect how long we live and how well we thrive in our golden years. You might be surprised to learn that some of these traits could be working against you without you even realizing it. However, once you become aware of them, you have the power to make changes that can significantly impact your health. Research shows that after the age of 70, the gap between those who are truly thriving and those who are merely surviving widens considerably. The encouraging news is that it's rarely too late to alter your trajectory. By recognizing these 5 red flags, you can take steps toward a longer and healthier life starting today. Let's dive into each one, and remember, these insights aren't meant to scare you. They're real-life signals that you can identify and respond to in meaningful ways. Number 1, social isolation. One of the most profound, yet often invisible predictors of early death among seniors is social isolation. Imagine a scenario where someone spends the majority of their day alone, devoid of genuine conversation or shared laughter. Over time, the body begins to interpret this silence as a threat. It's not just about feeling lonely. It can trigger real physical stress. Elevated cortisol levels, increased blood pressure, and weakened immune function can follow. Without the protective buffer of social connections, what might start as minor health issues can escalate into life-threatening conditions. Take Paul, for instance, a 79-year-old widower who spent years eating dinner in silence. No phone calls, no visits, and no small talk at the grocery store. Neighbors considered him independent, but behind closed doors, loneliness became his constant companion. When Paul caught a simple cold, he didn't reach out for help, thinking he could handle it alone. By the time someone discovered him, his cold had morphed into pneumonia. Many seniors, like Paul, downplay their isolation, but internally, the emotional burden becomes a heavy weight. The human nervous system is designed for community interaction, and when that connection is stripped away, the system begins to shut down, quietly, gradually, and ultimately fatally. The good news? Reconnecting doesn't require a bustling social calendar. Even 1 or 2 meaningful relationships, like a weekly chat with a grandchild or regular coffee with a neighbor, can significantly reduce the risk of early death. If you make an effort to stay connected, listen, and be heard, you're doing more than just socializing. You're actively protecting your life. Number 2, lack of movement. Another silent danger that often lurks in plain sight is a lack of movement. Picture a senior who spends the majority of their day sitting. While it may seem harmless at first, this inactivity gradually dismantles the body's ability to recover, respond, and endure. Muscles weaken, joints stiffen, circulation slows, and before long, even a short walk can feel like an insurmountable challenge. Many seniors who avoid movement might claim they are simply resting, but what the body interprets is surrender. This surrender, especially after the age of 70, can accelerate physical decline more rapidly than many chronic diseases. Consider June, an 84-year-old who stopped her morning walks because she felt a bit tired. Within just a few months, her stamina plummeted to the point where even standing to cook became exhausting. This decline wasn't due to an illness. It was the result of inactivity. In fact, doctors have noted that more seniors die from the consequences of being sedentary than from heart attacks or strokes. While that may sound extreme, it's a stark reality. The human body is designed for movement, and when it doesn't get it, it begins to fall apart. The silver lining here is that movement doesn't have to be strenuous. Simple actions, standing up to stretch, taking a leisurely walk around the block, or even doing arm circles while watching television, count as movement. These small, consistent actions send a powerful message to your body. I'm still here. and I need you to stay strong. Number 3, emotional isolation. Next, let's talk about emotional isolation, which is one of the most dangerous and often overlooked threats to longevity. It's not merely about being alone. It's about feeling alone, even when surrounded by others. After the age of 70, many seniors gradually retreat from their social circles, lose touch with friends, or stop making the effort to connect. Over time, this withdrawal leads to silence, and with it, a cascade of health consequences follows. Studies have shown that chronic loneliness can increase the risk of death by nearly 30%. That's not a negligible number. It's a significant warning signal from the heart of our body's stress response system. When emotional isolation takes hold, cortisol levels remain elevated, sleep quality deteriorates, immunity weakens, and the motivation to care for oneself can start to fade. Take Walter, for example, a 79-year-old who lost his wife and gradually stopped answering the phone. He thought it was just easier to withdraw. Within a year, he was hardly eating, rarely moving, and had lost the will to attend even the smallest family gatherings. It wasn't just grief that led to his decline. It was disconnection. On the flip side, seniors who actively engage with loved ones, attend social events, volunteer, or even just chat with the cashier at the grocery store display stronger mental health, improved memory, and longer lives. Emotional connection acts like medicine. It stabilizes mood, provides structure to our days, and reaffirms that life still holds meaning. If you're over 70 and find yourself pulling away, even a little, take a moment to reflect on what that withdrawal is costing you. The price isn't just boredom, it's your vitality, your resilience, and ultimately your time. Number 4, irregular sleep patterns. Another critical trait that often emerges in seniors. Experiencing early decline is irregular sleep patterns. This isn't merely about being a night owl or having the occasional restless night. It refers to chronic inconsistency, going to bed at wildly different times, waking frequently throughout the night, or spending hours in front of screens before attempting to sleep. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to disruptions in our internal clocks. They don't bounce back from late nights or fragmented sleep as easily. Our circadian rhythm, the system that dictates when we feel awake and when we feel tired, relies on stable patterns. When these patterns are disrupted too often, everything from metabolism to mood to heart health can begin to suffer. Long-term studies have found that seniors with irregular sleep cycles are more prone to memory loss, falls, depression, and even cardiovascular incidents. Take Eleanor, a 76-year-old who used to watch television until the early morning hours. She often napped during the day and relied on coffee in the late afternoon to stay awake. Her doctor noticed her blood pressure was erratic, her focus had diminished, and her energy was unpredictable. However, once she committed to a consistent sleep schedule and turned off screens an hour before bed, her body began to stabilize. Her mornings became clearer, her mood brighter, and her risk of sudden health episodes decreased. Quality sleep isn't a luxury at this age. It's a crucial form of medicine. If your sleep patterns seem off, it could be your body waving a red flag. Remember, rest is when healing occurs. And if that healing is delayed night after night, serious health risks, especially those that can emerge quietly during sleep, can rise without warning. Number 5, emotional withdrawal. Finally, let's discuss emotional withdrawal, a subtle yet dangerous signal often seen in seniors who may pass away earlier than expected. This isn't simply about being naturally quiet or enjoying solitude. Many introverted individuals lead perfectly healthy lives. What we're focusing on here is when someone starts to pull back from meaningful emotional interactions. They stop initiating conversations, avoid family gatherings, or become indifferent to activities that once brought them joy. Over time, this creates a feedback loop. Emotional detachment leads to less stimulation, which reinforces feelings of isolation and even hopelessness. The body registers this silence, hormonal responses shift, immune function declines, and the mind can begin to shut down due to lack of engagement. Consider Richard, an 80-year-old who lost his wife and gradually stopped talking to his children. He didn't answer calls, skipped birthdays, and rarely left his home. Within a year, his health took a steep decline, not due to any diagnosed illness, but from a subtle erosion of will. His doctor noted that while he was physically capable of living longer, emotionally he had already begun to let go. In contrast, look at someone like Thomas, a 78-year-old widower who still texts his grandkids, leads a local book club, and mentors younger neighbors in woodworking. His emotional life remains active, full, and connected. Emotional vitality isn't about being cheerful all the time. It's about staying engaged with life. When someone loses that spark, their health often follows suit. Emotional detachment acts like a dimmer switch on life, gradually turning down the brightness until there's little reason left to keep going. Final thoughts. As we reflect on what it means to live a long and meaningful life, it's easy to get caught up in discussions about diet, exercise, or medications. However, often what matters most are the quiet patterns, daily choices, small habits, and subtle mindset shifts that reveal how well we're